Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading into game number 5. This was a wild one. Very, very wild one. Let's this is a very, very wild game. So Noctural, let me explain it to you. You realize that regular split is different from playoffs or regular split performance and so forth. Like it matters. Best of 5 performance, and at the same time, you know, Alfaro is not at the World Championship. He's 10th place in Europe. I'm Detective John Kimball, and I love my car. Yo, this is spring! Wow. That made absolutely no sense. Okay. He won spring, of course he's thrilled. Alright guys, let's take a look at this draft. So, when I saw this draft, I was very surprised. I thought that the red side is winning quite heavily. So the set support into Leona, I'm not too big of a fan of. I rate Leona higher. I think this is better. I think Ashe is more premium. I think also Graves is more premium than Kindred. Well, Kindred deserves a narrow down. Red side was the better choice. Red side was the better choice because JDG refused to first pick Ashe. So this was, I didn't understand this. Blind pick Gnar. That's wild. And then set support into Leona, why? I didn't understand this either. Like, Zoe was the only thing that was reasonable, but it's blind. Like, here should be Ashe. Why don't you go Ashe? And then you match here. Nidalee is open. You're happy. You're good. Small too risky to blind, yeah. Too risky to blind. Because the issue is, so you're picking Gnar into Syndra, and you're picking it blind, the Jace came in, and like these champions are happy to play against Gnar. Long range champions deal with Gnar very well because Gnar is short range in both forms. He is very, very short range in both forms. And the Kindred falls into the same category. These two champions will struggle against the likes of Syndra and Ashe. Wouldn't you want to B1 Kate? Yeah, you want to B1 Kate or B1 Ashe. I think it's the best always. Like, you can pick things into Zoe and be fine always. It's just obvious to me that Yagao is not ready to play Lucian. That is a problem. It's not ready to play Lucian. Because let's say you go Ashe here, enemy go Zoe Graves, and then you just go Nidalee Lucian. Right? This is what you want to be able to lock in. But now they pick Zoe, and Zoe is fine. Like, it's not terrible, right? It's a fine matchup against Syndra. It's a skill matchup. But skill matchup against Knight, you're at a disadvantage. And then they get the Ashe, and they get the Graves as well. With Renekton ban, Graves is kind of premium. And considering they don't know how to play AD mid, and they already picked Zoe, they went for Kindred. Kindred in some situations is good, don't get me wrong. Kindred is one of those ultimates that can shift games, but not in this case. Kindred is good against all-in compositions, but these three champions are completely fine against Kindred. These are ranged champions. They are very happy to be against Kindred. So I didn't understand this. There is no all-in threat, there is no pressure, there is nothing. These are champions that don't need to commit at all in order to fuck up a Kindred. To be fair, Kanavi Kindred is one of the best in the world. And this just felt like a Hail Mary, you know? Yagao, let's fucking play some Zoe, you're gonna play some Kindred. And they managed to do well. Like, Zoom is probably the best Gnar in the world. Like, really. So individually they did well, especially in this game, you guys will see it. But an issue is, enemy team is full range, and picking Gnar gives the Wukong freedom here. Here usually you would want to be the one picking Jace yourself. Like here Jace is the pick, right? Jace is definitely the pick. Like you want to be the one picking Jace here. Like if people are asking what they should have picked instead of Gnar. It's just that now we have a full ranged composition against a champion like Gnar, a champion like Set, a champion like Kindred. It's very, very tough to play. And also Zoe can do fine because they are quite squishy, but it's also tough because Leona can deal with Zoe well and she's not going to be able to run cleanse. I don't have time for EU Masters, honestly. I use the time after Worlds to catch up on EU Masters. Now Worlds is just too intense. Especially as, like, I need to learn about all the play-in teams. I need to learn about the last two Chinese seeds. They wanted to blind Renekton, but Tobias was banned, yeah. What about Shen in this case? What is Shen going to go on? If they go Jace, wouldn't they lack Engage? Why do they need Engage? If they have Zoe, Jace, and Jhin, the enemy team needs to engage because you're going to get poked into your fucking forehead. I don't understand this either. Like, what on earth is this? Like, why do you make the Leona pick better for the enemy? Are they just gambling that they don't play Leona? Which I think is a ridiculous thing to do because Yuyanja has shown Leona. You've answered your own question, Reke. So I hope I understand it's clear, like, this team will have a very hard time reaching this team. That's it. And on top of that, the lane matchups are hard. Like, Jace beats Gnar. Leona Ashe beats this lane. This 2v2, I think, is better. But JDG went for absolute comfort. And you'll see in this game, like, JDG managed to get a massive lead this game. I think Zoom is probably the best Gnar in the world. Best Gnar in the world. Loken, probably best Jhin in the world. Like, Kanavi, probably best Kindred in the world. That's how the light we have to view JDG's composition in. Because this was completely the idea behind it. Tobias was faking that they leashed. Kind of weird that they don't use any mana or anything. Better Gnar than the Shy. Arguable, I guess, but Zoom is just more consistent on it, so. Very nice, they get the ward. It was a mistake to just ward the bush here. Jackie Love and Yuyanja. Oh, they get 2 wards! Whoa! Poggers! Wow. They get 2 wards, but yeah, JDG is absolutely fucking trolling, man. There's feeding, man. And then Yuyanja has 2 stack. They can contest, but they're giving up. It was just a bait. JDG put wards, so Leona's hitting them, so they get level 2 first. That is the plan, guys. Actually, Yuyanja might be dead here. What the fuck? So was that the plan? Just ward the bush, so the enemy doesn't push. Is that the meta? Is that the meta? Double ward in strat. I think he was just so strong. Just here, like I don't know why Jackie Love is not hitting the wave. Like here, why is Jackie Love not hitting like here in this moment? Here, why is he not auto-attacking? Why is he not auto-attacking? What is he afraid of? He needs to auto-attack the wave so Yuyanja can kill him. But Loken was just quicker to do it. Because both supports kept their stacks. You say Set is bad against Leona? I don't think it's that good. Like, what does this have to do with fucking... What does this have to do with the fucking matchup? Wow, Set counter Leona. Yeah, definitely. Do you think cleanse is weird here on Ashe? No, like flash, E-flash and hex flash is of Set is very dangerous. Going cleanse against Set is not irregular. Holy shit, Set counters Leona, guys. Set is very strong early, but then he falls off. Like early level Set is really good. Set have hard CC and shield so OP in bot. Yeah. I guess Leona doesn't have hard CC and a shield. She literally has a shield in her arm. Nautilus. Let's focus on the game, guys. Let's focus on the game. This one is a bit more detailed than the previous game, because the last game was just small fight difference. Raju AJ, thank you very much. Set falls off only as support if you ask me. Yeah, like, it doesn't scale as well as a Leona. I thought here that when Kanavi chose to do this pathing that he was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Because he's going for golems. But this makes it worse for Jace, definitely. This is not the ideal situation for Jace. So Graves has one advantage that is much easier for Jace to Graves to full clear in comparison to Kindred. But she gets level 4. AG Bella, thank you very much for your subscription. Welcome to the fucking Battle Cruiser. I want classical music in the background. I want that too, but yeah, I get copyright struck. And Kanavi just loves golems, but he almost gave up his own. Castle waiting a little bit too long to base here. I don't like that too much. I think he should have based on this timer. But it's okay. He's gonna path into bottom side. And all is good. Isn't classical music free domain? Yeah, but people are cunts. Like, people are legit. People are legit cunts. There are people that make money off of it, you know? And I don't have the means to fight back. Ashy showing why it's OP again. Even though Jin got a kill in terms of power, raw power, it doesn't matter too much. The only problem now Jackalov has is his mana's pretty low, but he has 2 biscuits, so you can use that. Like it's wrong to say he has low mana. He's in good state. Kindred patting into topside and giving Nar a lot of freedom in the matchup is super important. Because Nar being even here is very good for him. Very, very good for him. Burning Ignite here is very, very bad for you, Yanja. This is a waste of an Ignite, and Graves is now just saving the lane matchup. Let's see if Jackalov actually goes for BF, because this is definitely not a Blade game. Not a Blade game at all. Yeah, also JDG can freeze. They can look to freeze. Karsa starting Drake solely on that information that enemy bot can freeze. Because here, if I think it's only right to unfreeze if you plan to contest the Drake, but JDG plan not to. I think they can easily, just as easily not push and freeze. But maybe the question, maybe the idea here for Jin is that he needed to push to get BF, because we have to check his gold now. Does he have BF? He doesn't have BF, so I think freeze was 100% correct. There's no reason to go. And then Jackalov going Berserker Reeves here is definitely int. Like, he needed to go BF. This is definitely a BF game. Kanavi is a hungry hippo, man. Yagao does a very beautiful move here. He uses his tempo to contest the Graves. Kindred has to walk out, and Graves feels very safe for the red. And look at Yagao snapping him in half. Globetrotter, bro, stop using caps, man. Braum was banned. On stream it's okay. It's all about, like, streaming seems okay because it's just too much of an hassle. It's when it's logged, when it's like in a video, when it's in a clip. That's when people get in trouble, because that's automation. It's much easier to copyright strike that through automation. When it's streamed, it's just too much work. No problem, Globetrotter. Very nice base for now. Like, considering you had help from Kindred and it's even now, Tabi into Serrated Dark is a very, very nice situation to be in. Very nice situation to be in. And then this kill that Jin and Set got doesn't matter because both lanes had shitty bases, honestly. Why did you stop doing Euphoria? Well, it was kind of hard because I moved to Korea and I was coaching Sandbox. That's why I stopped doing Euphoria. I hope that's understandable. The thing is, with classical music, it gets blocked because the thing is, sometimes some people play new versions and recordings of that music and it's hard to filter it, and then sometimes, like, a lot of like you just have to go through so much shit if you do it, you know. So I'm just gonna do the right friendly playlist and all is good, man. Because that one I understand, I can do it very easily. Yeah, as I mentioned, Yagao snapped Karsa in half. It was very, very good read there. Like, sometimes you feel safe because you pushed out the enemy jungle, but Yagao had tempo there and he had to wait. Like, Karsa base was the better decision. Yagao had a very, very good game, honestly. Let's say, as an example, let's say I play a version of Moonlight Sonata, the third movement. Okay, let's say I play my version, and if people use my version for their videos, I have a right to, you know, snap him. Yeah, I don't like this move. Like they're way too late to contest, and Ashe committing all the way. Like Jhin should just stay. Jhin should just stay. Like Jhin is gonna get another wave. Ashe is gonna lose 2 waves, 2 platings. Like, oh, I wrote this really ugly, but 2 waves, 2 platings. This is definitely a situation where Jhin should just stay, and it's cool. Like I think this is a heavy overcommitment. Like I think Jackie Love and the support can just stay around mid lane, and in case if there's a fight, you can just go. Isn't Jhin bad at killing turrets? Like it's okay. It's okay. It's not too terrible. Like sure, it's terrible now because he doesn't have BF. He doesn't have BF, so that makes it much harder, definitely. But the reaction to this is just worse. Jhin got buffed actually. His 4th shot does more damage to turrets than it does before. But the first plating is easy to kill. Why don't junglers when playing Kindred prioritize the stacks? Because usually the other decisions are more important to make. So you just have to pray for RNG. Yeah, just play Moonlight Sonata yourself. Well, this in some strange world actually managed to work for JDG. Like it's a very it's very crazy that this worked to me. I just want to see why, if there's something that Top Esports can do differently in order to back off of this. Wow, he fucked up the smite. Maybe Knight's position is just bad because he gets cut off here. Gnar is shit, but he's fun to play. Like Gnar is good if the enemy team has like Volibear or Necton and they have to commit. But in such a game when there's 4 ranged champions on the enemy team, Gnar loses a lot of value. Like, this was huge for JDG. Like massive, absolutely massive. Like in this position, it looks like the game is almost over, but keep in mind the things that we talked about in regards to the composition. Here, Top Esports positioned very awkwardly around the Rift Herald, and they got a bit too greedy, and JDG contesting ended up in this. I know that why I was calling for Jhin to go into bottom side. It's just the guaranteed play, because there's such a small margin that this works and can lose you the game. But at the same time, if the outcome of this, of course, you can't argue against it. But in general, I see many times teams going too heavily into Rift and giving it up. Good point that Jhin has boots, so he doesn't fucking do that much damage. But there's a world where, you know, where Karsa's position is a bit better here, or maybe he gets over the wall, maybe they pull it, and then maybe he just ease over the wall and his team backs out, repositions around mid, and then all is good, right? And then you're very happy you got the Rift, you're out. But in here, there's like small like pieces that connect. Yeah, like Gnar itemization is pretty awkward. Like you need Trinity Horse, Leandris is not bad. It's tough. Yeah, how do you know Knight will position badly? Yeah, it's just it's tricky, you know. He fucking walks into a bubble here, and then he has to flash and he has to cleanse, and yeah, it's such a cocktail thing that happens. But yeah, like if this is the outcome, then fucking go for it. Yeah, and our runes are pretty awkward as well. Like here, like he went grasp, but grasp is not good. And then fleet footwork, it's like going grasp against Jace, like you can't really do anything. Like you're not gonna pro grasp against Jace that often. Yeah, I played a lot of grasp, but in this matchup I probably would go fleet footwork. Boom. Very hard. Knight has no summoner. Like Gnar into Jace is a very tough matchup, so anything that helps you survive that is good. PT is also not bad. I just don't like Grasp in this. So. Yeah, Grasp is good into melee matchups. Like Grasp is good against an Irelia, for example. What about Conqueror Gnar? Conqueror Gnar is fine into tanks. Sorry, I'm not gonna answer questions about coaching right now. We are trying to focus on what's going on in front of us right now. I didn't like the build of Gnar too much. I think this is definitely a Trinity Force game into some armor item. I think Black Cleaver is not so useful. Would you rather have Kanavi or Kasa in your team? Depends on my mid. Which mid do I have? Kanavi played very well this game. Like when people say Kanavi didn't play that well in the finals, I think game 2 and game 5 he played very, very well. If I have caps, I would rather have Kasa because Kasa speaks English. I don't think I've ever seen Triforce now. It's very good, very good. Would you rather have Nemesis or Chovy as your mid? Next Drake is up, but 369 is sacrificing a lot of top wave, so he's not going to be that impactful in terms of position. I like this move sometimes from top lane is that they go into mid and then into top, because it gives you the space around Drake first. Sure, Jay sacrificed 3 minions, but it allowed his team to actually be first on Drake. But now top East was just giving it up anyway, so it doesn't matter. And now Jace is pushing another one. Gnar could have stayed top, but he just wants the base for a Giant's Belt. Drake's spawn timer is also now in 10 minutes. Very big mistake of Yagao. Like, I'm not sure why Yagao is face shaking like this. This is very, very tough. Like, Yagao kind of just throws the situation. But here you see the issue with Kindred. Like to be fair, it's not the best possible, best situation to call out the issues of Kindred, because they don't need to really face check after this. They already contest the space. But trying to face check into top esports is very hard. Top esports have a lot of poke damage. Like they should have just stuck around Drake and then cover the right angles. Like they are being very greedy when they're trying to contest this space. Like it's not necessary for them to contest this space. They just need to close off these openings. like what I'm marking now. Like they need to cover this, and then all good. They go into here, is dangerous. Do you think Nar is a good pick? Nar is... It's hard to be useful with Nar, I think. It's just good in some specific situations. Do you think Jace is good, I think, but it really needs a very precise player. Now JDG are backing off, and somehow in this game where JDG are completely dominant, top esports have three dragons. It went under the radar. We had the base timing when Graves pushed out bottom, and then he went for the dragon. JDG got nothing out of it because JDG didn't freeze. And then we had the situation where top esports used that bottom prior to make sure that they are first on Herald. They got the Herald, but they gave up a couple of kills. And then the mountain also disappeared. Let's just take a step back and check when the mountain disappeared, just to make sure that we are not talking out of our ass. So this is still a moment where mountain is alive. RTP's into bottom. And then we cut into this situation. Drake spawns. Nar has no TP and Jace is first. Nar was into bottom side, and the top esports did a better move because they went into bottom side first with their bot lane. And Nar was into bottom, base and went to the top, and they are just giving it up. Okay. So in a lot of cases still, like, these dragons are not giving that many battle stats, but it makes the situation of the game a bit more awkward. And JDG, I think, a big problem with the LPL teams is, like, the biggest problem with LPL teams, I think, is most of the time they don't recognize how they need to play out their composition if it isn't running in straight. And this is something that Damwon does so much better than any other team, I think, right now. And what makes Damwon scary is, I think I would trust more Damwon to execute on any specific draft, but I would trust teams like JDG and top esports more to understand macro better and understand positioning better. And that's why, you know, it's LPL is considered like a barbarian region, you know. Yeah, Damon's macro is really good. Don't get me wrong, it's really good. But it's wrong to think that LPL teams have bad macro, because it's really not true. Like, LPL teams are really always on fucking time. They are very precise in their base timings. They are incredible. But Damon have great macro too. Like, if you consider to be one of the best teams at the World Championship, you have great macro, and I put Damon in that box. You know, don't get me wrong. I don't know how you understood this, but I hope this clarifies it. I didn't mean to say this at all. So now we have 3 dragons. Lethality is starting to show up. This lethality is going to be monstrous. For some reason, Black Cleaver on Kindred 2, which is just disgusting. Very, very disgusting. Graves did golems because his team wasn't on time to contest his herald anyway, so it doesn't matter. The junglers should do camps when his team is not doing so much. NA can win worlds if enemy teams have no keyboards. Honestly, right nowadays, mice have a lot of buttons. You know, you can bind spells to the button mouse. So I think probably no. Is any lethality item good on Kindred? Maybe you go Stormrazor. Maybe Stormrazor is good. So even though JDG is ahead, there are 3 Drakes down and they're buying Black Cleavers. And then Zoe has Mercury into Sorcerer Shoes. Oh, he got fucking snapped, man. He got giga snapped. Yeah, from this point onward, I would say the top esports are in a winning position. The itemization is just too shit, and Leona is going to be more powerful than Set, and Nar is going to be so difficult. Like, Nar needs to rely on a mistake from the enemy to be, you know, amazing. Yeah, there's grit, but yeah, I don't know. Whoa. Not sure what Jason Graves is doing here. Like, this is just base. Like, why are they here? Like, why are you here, 369? It's very strange. What do you think of Berserker Graves? Berserkers on Graves? I think it's not bad. Not bad. Like sure, Tabi gives you a lot of value, but he also already a lot of armor. Do you think Umbral Glaive is the best buy for Jace here? He's just looking to buy as much power as possible coming into the next Drake fight. Jace no mana immune? You don't go mana immune when you... Yeah, you only go mana immune when you are planning to lane often against tanks or targets that can buy armor. This is a case where lethality is very, very cost efficient, so you don't want to go mana immune here, you just want to buy lethality items. Like, you want to go mana immune in cases where lethality is worse. Zoom no Mega, it's this very bad timer. Zoom no Mega, it's very, very rough. Ashe no finished second item, Set no finished item. I think Syndra should be... Syndra has no summoners, so it could be dangerous. Syndra has no summoners, so that could be dangerous. But it's just so hard for JDG to gain any type of entry without, you know, eating a lot of shit. But then we had the craziest move. I don't think it happened just yet. I think it happened a bit later, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. Did it happen in this fight? And every item that Nar bought except Ninja Tabi and Doran Shield was so fucking terrible. Here comes Seth, he gets spotted. I don't know what this arrow was. This arrow was pretty nasty. Like Seth just tried to do something, right? He tried to find an engage, and it was good that Topis was actually spotted him. And there's the Kindred ult. Kindred's in the pit. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Here comes the set that they forgot about. Syndra got the Drake, so Cloud Soul is on. But luckily, of course, with JDG it's Cloud Soul, so it's not that impactful, because a lot of people used ult already before it actually showed up. Ooh. Yeah, they forgot about the set. Set actually got an engage off. The game is still on because it's Cloud Soul, but doesn't make it easier. Doesn't make it easier. You have the move speed, and move speed against this composition is just so valuable. So valuable. It's just so hard for any of these champions to gain entry. Like, Set, Kindred, and Gnar just fall into the same class of being kited like absolute dogs. They're just gonna get kited like absolute animals. Don't you feel like Jhin is such a low impact champ, no reliable damage, all single target? The thing is, Jhin is one of those champions that looks amazing when he's winning and looks very bad when he's losing. But that's like the case for every AD. Jhin has good damage output. Yeah, Zoe Morello is a bit strange. I would put it in that order too, cover text. Let's take a look at what Leona did. Like, what on earth is Leona doing here? Like, what is Leona smoking? Lima was actually maxing W. Yeah, I don't understand. It's just Boris is winning against JDG here. Boris is definitely just 1v9 in this game. My name is Boris and I send my children to the college in good strong country, motherland in Moscow. I need to sell. I'm a salesman. I'm a salesman. Doesn't mean I lie or I deceit. I offer return, but if you leave me shop, no return. No return. You can return, you can hold item, you can look at item. If you eat one of the biscuit, no return. Dirty biscuit hand on my item, no return. You go out, come back, sell item back, price 60%. No full money back. Biscuit hand, no biscuit hand. Don't want biscuit black cleaver. How I sell black cleaver to next graves, next kindred, if there is biscuit on black cleaver? Biscuit hand. Can't. I can't. Next game, Nar coming to my shop? I say biscuit black cleaver? No, no, no. Can't. 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 Yeah, but 2 black cleavers, Morello is absolutely nuts. Do you think the high variance playstyle is something that will fall off as teams become better at the game? Yeah, I think with time everything becomes more and more precise. Zoe, you think this library? You think this library? Take book, return book? No. No library. You buy book, drinking corrupting potion, spilling on book. No. No return. No library. No library. Enemy no healing, not my problem. Not my problem. You don't do damage? Not my problem. Not my problem. My children eat meat today. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you. Spasiba. 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 It's so hard for JDG to gain any access. Top Esports can hold this game forever. Honestly, there's a little bit of Boris action on Top Esports too. Top Esports. Top Esports. Blade playing Blade of the Ruined King. Essence River. Beautiful item. Beautiful. But if I say to Ash, I make no money. I make no money. I have to say, Blade, good, yeah, smart. Yeah, smart. Yeah, Blade, you want Blade? I put BF Sword in the back. Blade, ooh, Blade, okay. Customer always right. I don't cheat. Customer always right. Customer choose. Customer buy. Customer always right. Customer always right. Sometimes. Yeah. This is living. This is living. This is living. Is this Kindred going Death Dance? These guys are just going for some Death Dance. Going for some Death Dance. Yeah, it's just so tricky for JDG to force anything. Because they're just gonna get poked to shit. Ashy is gonna land. A lot of blue trinkets. They can just stall until they reach like the right items. The only hope is kind of Jin, but Jin is not the champion that is going to define games. You know, he's like he is the topping of a cake. You get me? That's what Jin is. Now Elder Dragon is spawning, and now when the climax is reaching, it's a bit trickier because Elder is so much easier to take, especially if you don't have any dragons on blue. Like the Elder Dragon's easy to kill. Very easy to kill. And now 369 and top esports just first here. And it's trickier because position decides everything, and I think JDG, the best thing they could do here is to just go for Nash and trade. But if you're in that position already, it's tough because you're not gonna scale better than anyone here. On paper, item-wise, it's probably the best time for JDG to fight because they have the Death Dance finish on Nar, I don't know, half a Death Dance on Kindred and the Black Cleaver, and the triple crit items on Jin. So like power-wise, they're looking good because honestly, Zoe has nowhere to go. Zoe has nowhere to go with her items. She has the Fiendish Codex. Like, where is she going with these items that will actually make her a legit champion? She needs Death Cap. Do you think Kindred has to buy Black Cleaver? God, no. Don't buy Black Cleaver. Don't buy Black Cleaver on Nar. Don't buy Black Cleaver. What's the point of Black Cleaver here? Leona's that broken or what? Boom. Absolute fucking madness, man. Absolute fucking madness. Oof. Thing is, Syndra Variana, there's not really a winning play here. Like, there's not really a winning play. Like, going for the fire is okay, looking for the set flank, but look at the setup from Top Esports. They know all about this. They've been in that situation already. They've lost a little fight. That is fucking beautiful, man. Ooh. Oh my goodness. That is... You know those plays that pro players truly fucking admire, and also the peasants and the plebs also know that they can admire, you know? This is one of those. This is one of those when it's so fucking obvious for everyone how fucking beautiful this is. Oof. Oh my goodness. The thing is, look at this again. Look at this in slow motion, alright? So the stun happens now. Usa! His team doesn't fucking know what happened. His team doesn't know. They're like, holy shit, bro! What the fuck? And now everything is flying. Now everything is flying. Now everything is flying. Ghost of Shurima. That's a good name. That's a fucking good name. I like that name. Boom. Shiggity shiggity swag. It's like Rookie's double stun last year. Ooh, that was monstrous, man. And the game is over. The Mercedes players of the game. 369 in Casa. How can you fight into Elder? Is it impossible? It's very hard. Just don't drop low enough. Boom. Annihilation. But it's just draft gap, honestly. Draft gap. Draft gap because I think for majority of the game, JDG made the right decisions. And then their draft was just too weak to win fights with even a 3k gold advantage. And then they got heavy Boris. Heavy Boris. Yeah, set flanking is the only way. But if the enemy covers it, set flanking imagines that the enemy makes a mistake, you know. But to be fair, everything is just a mistake. This was kind of weird. Like, here Top Esports is just playing too rushed, man. They want to play Fall Guys or what? Like, why are they rushing so hard? This is a Kindred that has no peel. Well, how do you want to peel this Kindred? Like, you can't peel champions that outrange the Kindred, right? How do you possibly peel that? There's no peeling to be done. There's no, you don't peel. Oh, just this Gnar and Kindred and Set just can't do anything. Nara shoveling dirt into his base. Yes. Precisely. Oh, look at the dragon! Oh. Loken smurfing, man. The dragon is gone, actually. Loken played this so good too. Look at Jhin, by the way. Look at the power of Jhin. Well, to be fair, that's Zoe Q too. Never mind. Never mind, guys. Jhin played this well though. Against the Jhin was a weird bug. Not a fan of the Morel purchase. I think you just go void stuff here for Syndra in this beta. Why is Ash Borg bad here? It's bad because Essence Reaver is so much better. That's why. Zoe wins scaling comparison against Syndra, right? Depends. Like, depends if the game allows you to hit spells or not. I would probably, in most scenarios, I would put Syndra first, and ahead of scaling, because her things are so easy to land. I think you just go Void Staff. I wouldn't mind if a Graves got a Black Cleaver at this point. It's very hard to miss Syndra, that's true. Never go Bulk on Ash? No, you can go Bulk on Ash. We've talked about this in great detail, so. Elder is spawning, advantage, top esports, as always. Just here, JDG are not paying attention to Jhin. I think Jhin should not be on mid though. Cause even here, like 369, if he knows what's good, like here he can kill Loken. All right. Now you guys are starting again with the random questions. Let's bring our focus back in. I think here Jace can actually kill Jhin. Jhin is being crazy by going here. Like, this is a weird blunder to do. I don't understand here why Set is not using QSS. Like, he bought QSS and gets Ash Arrow, doesn't use QSS. What's the point of buying QSS if you're not gonna use it? Walk away, baby. And then look at the Graves damage. The Graves damage is actually DJ Nasty Stevie Wonder. I think Jhin 2 taps Jace here. No, I don't think so. Like, Jace does a lot of damage, man. And Jace has flash. Jhin doesn't have flash. That's the thing. Saving QSS for Worlds. Yeah, that makes sense. Red buff is taken. You know, Jhin can actually outsmite everyone in this game. Here they should just outweight Gnar, Mega, and JDG should look to try to take the Elder while this is going on. But here Knight just fucking snaps Kanavi in half. Kanavi has no ult. Look at that, man. He just finds the fucking execution, and then Kai'Sa comes in, still has smites on, and the Drake is now on 2k, and everybody's just... Like, Zoe's just trying to do her best, but Zoe's items are so fucking trash that she doesn't do any damage. Like, Zoe was the only hope for... Like, Zoe and Jhin were the only hope to kind of, like, battle on the front of the range, but... Like, look at Zoe's final items. Yeah, Tobis was played this beautifully. Yeah, what was Jhin actually doing? Let's pay attention. So Jhin has 2 bullets. He uses one on the plant. And then what does he auto? I think he autos Leona. Leona gets autoed. 230 crit. Then boom, and then boom, and then boom. What does he do? He autos, like, why is Jhin the one altering the pink? That's a good point. Just here, the plan is so unrealistic for JDG, but I think they realize themselves that they are just outpowered, heavily outpowered. What items should Zoe build in this game? I think she shouldn't go for Morello. If she wants to, she can go double pen items and then maybe run cleanse. Like cleanse is a good item here. Like I don't know what you think Mercury's is gonna do to save you. Like you get hit by an Asher, you're gonna fucking die with Mercs or no Mercs. So I think you need to go double pen into Rabadon. You need to go double pen into Rabadon and then you actually like you're going to fucking snowball people. Is this game really lost from JDG because of draft? Because of draft and also because of purchases. Like on paper, if the game state is like this, if I'm blind about the drafts, I think in a lot of cases a team like this could be winning. Is double pen Oblivion Sork Shoes? Yes. Like Zoe was really strong, but then she just bought very wrong. Like she needs to go double pen into Death Cap. It's so much better, and she would be an actual threat. But the items were just. The gold lead isn't as bad as it seems since there's a lot of ways to go around Morel double clear. Yeah, precisely. There was no magic resist on the enemy team. Yeah, who are they cleaving exactly? I don't know, man. Absolutely nobody. First Drake is also forgivable. First Drake is forgivable. Second Drake is like Top Esports did a very good job of maneuvering their bot lane. Second Drake is around here, and it just comes from Nar's decision to go into top. Then Jace is first, and they're just straight up giving it up. It just comes from the fact that, like here, they lose this because Nar TP'd into bottom. So Nar TP's into bottom here, and Nar TP's into bot here. He's just going for some CS, but he didn't look at it long term. Because bottom wave was fine, it was freezing towards him. Keep this in mind, it was freezing towards him. Because right before this, Jin was pushing the bot wave, so it's slow pushing towards him. So he doesn't need to TP. He can just keep TP, let Jin base and go for the bottom side, because Drake is spawning in 1 minute. So this was the Drake that they definitely could have secured. Or at least contested, and that would have been very good for them to contest. But the thing is, they got Boris and they got outdrafted. Heavily outdrafted. Bad habits, I think most top laners take that TP? No. It's just a shit TP. It's a shit TP. Because the wave is frozen. It's just an awful, awful TP. It's just bad. Wave is freezing. Look at the wave right now. You guys see the wave? And then we have this Drake. And this Drake, the JDG just played bad. Like, they just fucking played bad. Like, they're just running into the enemy for no fucking reason. This was just poor play. Are we looking at world champs here? Yes or no? Give me the deets. I think the level of activity combined with precision, JDG and Top Esports are the highest. But I think the diversity of how well they play different compositions is the biggest weakness of JDG. And I think Top Esports does this better. I think just because Top Esports is more meta resilient and they haven't reached their peak yet, I would put my money on Top Esports over JDG. But JDG is really, really good in the current meta. I would say JDG is the equivalent of what RNG was coming into Worlds in 2018. People thought RNG would win everything. They beat IG in the finals of LPL 2. But they were just best at that meta. And I think JDG currently, they're very good at playing around dragons, even though they didn't have any dragons this game. They're very good at playing around dragons and heralds and playing for their jungle. But I don't think... I think that requires a little bit of luck to win a Worlds off of that. Top esports, I'm a bigger believer in. RNG was so one-dimensional. How are they comparable? They are not really one-dimensional. They were just strong at that meta. Like, people are very cool to say, oh, RNG lost best of 5, they lost the Vitality. But coming into that tournament, 99% of the player base thought RNG was the favorite to win Worlds. Now, people have the same opinion of RNG with Uzi as the same way people view Fnatic. Like, oh, they're just giving things into Uzi. Well, the thing is, like, if other people are inting, then obviously it's going to look that way, you know? Uzi just wants to win. Reckless just want to win. They are very, very similar in how they view the game. They just want to win. Like, if you play through topside and win, Uzi's not gonna fucking cry about it. He just wouldn't. He just wanted to fucking win. So many fucking games they tried to play through topside, but the conclusion was always that, you know, it's just better to play through bot because of how fucking good Uzi is. But anyway, my point is still, I think JDG are very good in the current scheme of the meta. I think top esports have a way higher ceiling. I think they have the highest ceiling out of any team at the World Championship. And that makes them very scary because usually at the World Championship, the meta develops, you know, and grows and changes. We're not going to see that it's exactly the same meta. 10.19 is coming. There's a lot of things that can change. All in all, also this series, a lot of blunders from Kanavi. Some games were good. Like, the early game was good for this game, but other than that, game 2 was also a very beautiful game from Kanavi, but the other games were pretty iffy. Pretty iffy. Very iffy. How do you stack EU against the rest of the world? Well, they have 4 teams, so that's more than 3. Like, I don't know what you mean. Is this a copy pasta? Balenciaga glasses? Is this a copy pasta or are you actually serious? That's really fucking... All the best videos. This has to be some copy pasta, no? That was hilarious. You're brain dead. You don't know anything you're talking about. Oh! I was gonna check if he wrote any other messages. Oh, that's his only message. That's really funny. That's a good one. I think it's a meme, though. I was kind of enjoying the analysis. Can you continue? Guys, the game is finished. The game is finished. The game was finished. The game was finished.